Good day everyone, I am Sir Jerickson Chua and welcome to Animation 1. So before we start our session for today, may I request all of you to please bow your head as we feel the presence of our Lord through this prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Animation is one of the creative industries in the world that is swiftly becoming an important income generator for a nation's economy. Most of the developing countries are promoting the growth of animation industry by encouraging entrepreneurship in the field. In this lesson, you will learn about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial competencies related to animation. You will have a first-hand experience in educational activities, leading to the assessment of your personal entrepreneurial competencies and the entrepreneurial competencies of a successful animator within the locality. You will also have several activities that will align your competencies with those of successful practitioners. Moreover, this will encourage you to think about entrepreneurship and its role in the business community as well as the economic and social development of an individual. For our lesson 1, we will talk about personal entrepreneurial competencies. So before we continue with our discussion, let's have this game called 4 Picks 1 Word. So you will be given a set of pictures and you will identify the word that it connotes. The first one, this is the picture. And the answer is surveyor. Next, we have physicists. Next one. We have biologist. Next, we have a lawyer. The last one, we have an artist. So the words that are presented in the games was all about jobs. So in this lesson, we need to assess ourselves if we have the qualifications to become a future entrepreneur. Our learning objectives are as follows. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to first assess one's and practitioners' specs, including the characteristics, attributes, lifestyle, skills, and traits. We're going to compare and align one's specs with that of a practitioner or entrepreneur. And we're going to identify opportunities for business or career as an animator. Our key terms on this lesson 1, we have entrepreneurs, animators, personal entrepreneurial competencies, skills of a successful entrepreneur, qualities of entrepreneurs, clusters of entrepreneurial competencies, and career and computer animation. Entrepreneurship's wave is sweeping the world. The wave continues to grow, especially among the younger generation, which is the biggest enablers of entrepreneurship. Steve Jobs, that had greatly influenced the younger generation because of his contribution to information technology. Other highly successful young role models in entrepreneurship are Mark Zuckerberg, Panindra Sama, and even Spiegel, to name a few. Entrepreneurship is not only restricted to businesses. A young individual or a group of young individuals now believe that they can solve complex problems on their own. With increased access to capital, low barriers to entry, and reduced risk as far as getting back into job tracks are concerned. This is according to Rahu 2015. Here are the top 10 successful entrepreneurs in the Philippines. We have Henry C. as the owner of Shoemart or SM. Tony Tan Kak Chong, the owner of Jollibee Corporation. And we know that Jollibee Corporation includes Red Ribbon, Mang Inasal, Chowking, and others, to name a few. John Gokong Wei is the owner of JG Holdings, which includes Robina Land Corporation in Cebu Pacific. We also have Socorro C. Ramos as the owner of the National Bookstore. We also have Cecilio Kwok Pedro, owner of Lamoyan Corporation. He also is the owner of Colgate Palmolive Company. Mariano Cue, owner of Mercury Drugstore. Alfredo M. Yao, Zest O Company. Corazon D. Ong, CDO Food Spear. Gregorio G. Sanchez Jr., Lactopafi. And we have Diosdado Banatao, which is the owner of Computer Chips. Here are also the successful Filipino animators who made it big in the Hollywood. So this is according to CIIT.edu.ph. So we have number 1, Nelson Bohol. He is one of the animator in the Inside Out movie, Monsters University, Brave, Wall-E, Ratatouille, Cars, and Finding Nemo. We also have Ruben Aquino. Okay, so he is one of the animator in Winnie the Pooh, The Princess and the Frog, and Lilo and Stitch. He was also awarded in the International Animated Society in the 26th Annual Annie Awards. Arman Serrano. Okay, he is Walt Disney's visual development artist and one of those who made the film Big Hero 6, Brother Bear, Lilo and Stitch. And he also worked with Sony, okay, which is created the movie called Hotel Transylvania and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. We also have Mars Cabrera. He is an animator and layout artist, which is a part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Sabrina the Animated Series, and Joseph, to name a few. And we also have Josie Trinidad. She is one of the Walt Disney's story artists and became part of films such as Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph, Tangled, and Princess of the Frog. There are some people who are dragged to the promise of entrepreneurship for varied reasons, like capitalizing on business idea, building wealth, forming their own workplace environment, and desiring not to work for others. Not all entrepreneurs have the ability to lead a successful business enterprise, even if there are numerous benefits associated with entrepreneurship. So what is entrepreneur? These are skills and capabilities to see and evaluate business opportunities. It allows us to identify products or services that is needed by the community and have the capacity to deliver them at the right time and at the right place. So, as future entrepreneurs, we need to have an understanding of what is the need and wants of the people. And this will allow us to find business opportunities. Entrepreneurs are agents of economic change. They organize, manage, and assume risk of a business. Here are some popular entrepreneurs. We have Bill Gates, which is the founder of Microsoft. We have Steve Jobs for Apple products, Oprah Winfrey, a host, and Jack Ma, the creator of Alibaba.com. So there are a lot of factors that can be attributed to entrepreneurial success, regardless of the goal, task, or activity being undertaken. Entrepreneurship is for people with a dream or an aspiration to generate something new in the marketplace. It creates opportunities and open doors to possibility you never knew existed. So it's not just a simple business activity, but a strategic process of innovation and new product creation. It is both an art and a science of converting business ideas into marketable products and services to improve the quality of living. An entrepreneur is for people with a dream or an aspiration to generate something new in the marketplace. It creates opportunities and opens the door to possibilities you never knew existed. And if you want to create something, an innovation or an invention, it really is very helpful if you can give it to people who need it so that you can gain from it. Personal entrepreneurial competencies. These refers to the important characteristics that should be possessed by an individual to perform entrepreneurial functions effectively. In order to help you become a prospective entrepreneur in animation, you have to evaluate whether you are well suited for starting your own business, assess what competencies you lack and or possess, and measure what type of individual competencies may strengthen your business. Here are the important characteristics, traits, or attributes of a good entrepreneur. The first one is being hardworking. So you need to work diligently and be consistent about your work. Hardworking people keep improving their performance to produce good products and or provide good services. That's why we need to provide quality products to our future customers. And aside from that, we need to work smart. Next is being confident. Entrepreneurs have self reliance in one's ability and judgment, meaning we need to trust our gut instinct. He or she needs to exhibit self confidence to cope up with the risk of operating your own business. Next, you need to be disciplined. Successful entrepreneurs always stick to the plan and fight the temptation to do what is unimportant. Next is being committed. Good entrepreneurs assume full responsibility over their business. And sometimes we need to take risk, which helps us to give full commitment and solid dedication to make the business successful. We also need to have the ability to accept change because to be a success, we need to let go of the past and accept the beauty of change. Nothing is permanent but change. You should cope with and drive on the changes and capitalize on positive changes to make your business grow. And change is inevitable. So we need to go with the flow on what is happening on the world. Being creative is also an important characteristic because entrepreneurs should be innovative to stay in the business. That's why some of the business do create some USP or what we call unique selling proposition in order for us to have an edge over the other competitors. And you should also have the initiative to put yourself in the position where you are responsible for the failure or success of your business. We need to understand the needs and wants of your customers so that we can provide them the quality services that they need from us. Aside from that, we also need to be profit oriented. That's why we are creating some businesses in order for us to generate profit or additional income. Your business will be your bread and butter, and you must see to it that the business can generate income. So here is the summary of the important characteristic, traits, or attributes of a good entrepreneur. You should be hardworking, confident, committed, have the ability to accept change, being creative, has the initiative, and be profit oriented. So let's now proceed to the important skills of a successful entrepreneur. Number one, you should be an excellent planner because it helps you to develop and follow the steps in the plans diligently to realize your goals. A good entrepreneur knows that planning is an effective skill only when combined with action. So, planning is the first step in doing an entrepreneurial activity. Next skill that you need to develop further is an effective and efficient communication in which you need to possess people skills by establishing good relationship to the people working in your business. So meaning you need to take care of your future employees and your future customers. A well-developed interpersonal skill can make a huge difference between success and failure of your business. Next skill is you should have a sound decision making capability. Successful entrepreneurs have the ability to think quickly and to make wise decisions. Sometimes it's risky, but it's really worth taking a risk because we can learn from these experiences. And sound decisions should be based on given facts and information and lead towards the predetermined objectives. So it's really based on the gut feel when making good decisions. So the skills are as follows. You should be an excellent planner, you should have people skills, and you should be a sound decision maker. A good entrepreneur should possess qualities to achieve success. Entrepreneurs in the animation industry are those who can merge art and technology to create a business venture. Animation businesses is not about scale, but about domain expertise. The following are the competencies a successful entrepreneur in animation industry should possess. First, he or she needs to have a passion for animation. So try to assess yourself if you are passionate about making drawings in animation. Next, he or she should have patience and have a complex set of skills to succeed in this people driven business. He or she has to have technical expertise, learning abilities, and basic understanding in animation. That's why we are learning through these lessons. He or she needs to have certain amount of global sensibilities, meaning we need to be updated every now and then. He or she must be equipped with creativity, keen eyes, and skills. He or she needs to have immense conviction and patience for work. He or she should understand and respect art. He or she needs to attract customers with low cost and retain them with high quality. So these are the qualities of entrepreneurs in the animation industry. So let's try to answer this question. What entrepreneurial activities or competencies related to animation do you know and are capable of doing? So let's try to enumerate each of this. Here are the three clusters of entrepreneurial competencies. The achievement cluster. This refers to a set of competencies that supports the motive for being successful in the entrepreneurial undertaking. Under this cluster are the following competencies. The first one is opportunity seeking. A successful entrepreneur is observant or always on the lookout for any opportunity to create a profitable business venture at a given situation or for a given product or service. This includes the ability to be innovative and sometimes to be inventive in order to capitalize on such opportunity. Persistence. This refers to the characteristics of an entrepreneur of being steadfast in his or her decisions and cannot be easily dissuaded when faced with difficulties. Commitment to work contract. This refers to the ability to do whatever it takes, even to the point of making certain sacrifices, to make sure that he or she delivers on time or on the agreed period with his clients. Risk taking. Though it is expected that an entrepreneur must be able to take certain risks at times, if not most of the time, to be able to capitalize on given opportunity, he does not do this blindly, but rather on a more intelligent or calculated basis. Last one, we have demand for efficiency and quality. A good or a successful entrepreneur always demands good, if not better quality of products or services, and keeps on improving from them. This will allow him or her to position his or her venture at a more profitable situation. Next is the planning cluster. This refers to a set of competencies that allow the entrepreneur to organize and prepare procedures to ensure that his or her venture will keep moving forward. This will also allow the entrepreneur to be prepared and react well enough on any eventuality or setback that he or she might encounter along the way. Competencies identified with this cluster are: the first one is goal setting. This is one of the first steps that an entrepreneur does, is to set goal for his venture. This could be one simple goal or a greater one that could be divided into different sub goals. In goal setting, the good rule of thumb is to do it SMART, meaning specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Information seeking. A successful entrepreneur is always keen about information and has an open mind and always strives to seek for information about the market, competition, and more importantly, about his customers. Systematic planning and monitoring. This refers to the entrepreneur's ability to create a well organized and efficient plan that is logically sound yet simple or practical. This plan must lead him or her to achieve his or her goals and should keep him moving forward. And the third cluster of entrepreneurial competencies is power cluster. Perhaps one of the most rewarding aspects of being an entrepreneur is being your own boss. But this does not come until you have worked hard enough to set up your business efficiently and get it running smoothly enough to profit and to endure. After all, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. The power cluster identifies two competencies that are the most personal to an entrepreneur. This will mostly define the true character of a successful entrepreneur. The first one is persuasion and networking. One of the most challenging tasks and maybe exciting to others is making people believe in you or your products and service. By influencing other people's minds and making them spread the word for you to make them believe in you as well through what we call networking, that your product or service is better than others. This could be a daunting task that will test your persistence among other things. But being successful in this task, you will be able to build your patrons or client base. The next one is having self-confidence. Perhaps one of the most observable traits of a person refers to this strong belief upon oneself that you can complete a task no matter how difficult it might become. In the context of entrepreneurship, especially on the startup stage of your venture, you are your own boss indeed. Ironically, most of the time you are your only worker as well. So having a strong belief in your own capabilities and hanging on to this might spell the difference between success and failure. So based from our discussion, what do you think is the most important competencies one must possess in order to be successful in running a chosen business? Okay, so let's proceed to the 10 best video animation companies that you can benchmark on for your possible business in the future. We have Yum Yum Videos, Demodoc, Sandwich Video, FFAO Studios, and Think Mojo. So you can benchmark on this studio so that you will have a better understanding of what are animation companies. Aside from that, we have Explainify, Grumo Media, Blink Tower, Weezowl, and Switch Videos. Okay, so let's now proceed to the different careers in computer animation. So this is according to Chegg Incorporated in 2018. So the first career that we may go when we graduate from college and took animation as our work is an animation technical director. So this is the top dog position on the production site in which you will have an understanding of the technologies, the different competitions, and the trending news so that you and your team can create the most talked about graphics in the industry. So you should also have a better knowledge on what we call the CGI or computer generated graphics. Next is a graphic artist. So if you have an artistic flair and a good computer knowledge about colors, designs, and visuals, okay, you can put your talents to work by creating cartoons or boosting an appeal of the advertising campaign. by being graphic artists. Next, for those students who are very fond of playing video games, you may also create games using our animation. Okay? Because you can understand later on how to code, and this makes the character come to life. It makes them respond to user commands and defeat the aliens with addicting reality if you know programming later on. Next is an animation lighting artist. It's very important to also have an understanding of this because on our project later on in Animation 2, you will have your own story in which lighting is an important factor in doing that. So it allows you to create shadows, brighten the scene for an early morning shot, or create darkness during a suspenseful sequences. An art director, okay? So when we say an art director, it's your job to make sure everyone else do their job. Use your acutely creative style to supervise the lighting, the animation, and the story of the video games, commercials, television shows, or movies. So basically, you are the head of that company for an animator. Cartoon animator, yes, you can use your computer skills to bring characters to life by being a cartoon animator. That's why we are having this subject for you to become also equipped with the necessary skills in creating different models and creating cartoons. 3D artists. So this is very useful nowadays because most of the advertisements use 3D modeling, and viewers are pushed to their backseat when they see 3D images or 3D animations in the televisions or movies, and it can reach for objects in front of them because of that experience of having that 3D style. So, in summary, entrepreneurship wave is sweeping the world. The wave continues to grow, especially among the younger generation. And the biggest enablers of entrepreneurship is you. Entrepreneurship is not restricted to business, and animation is one of the creative industries in the world that is swiftly becoming income generator of the nation's economy. For our practice, you will be answering activity 2, which is also known as Personal Entrepreneurial Consistencies Assessment Report. So you need to rate each item about your personal entrepreneurial competencies from 1 to 5. Then you're going to summarize the result using the scoring sheet and interpret the result using your profile sheet. And after that, once you have done our activity 2, you will do our PETA 1, in which you will be analyzing and aligning and also strengthening your pegs. So in order for us to do that, you need to research 5 animators in the industry and identify the characteristics that makes them a good entrepreneur. And you're going to compare your analysis from your activity 2 to your research and create an analysis report. So you can see the further instruction on your activity sheets. So for our quote of the day to end our discussion, opportunities seek for a chance. Entrepreneurs make new chances. This is according to Toba Beta. And as enablers of entrepreneurship, I believe that you can create change that will benefit people and provide opportunities to better the quality of life. So for you to summarize your learning from our discussion, I want you to create a doodle or a drawing of the concepts that I have presented to you, and you may include words or numbers to provide necessary information on your doodle.
Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have learned many things from our discussion. See you on our next lesson. Keep